Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, where we just ended our nighttime patrol and are back at our door, and something seems to happen because we can't just enter. Should I call it a night? Tomorrow's gonna be another busy day, so I should probably turn in soon. Oh, I think we have done everything. Wait, what's this? Would you care to join me for a tea party in Riverside? Man, always got people running around at her beck and call. Still, who am to say no to an invitation? Tea party sounds like when.
I'm glad the rain finally let up. The weather tomorrow should be lovely.
Yeah, the forecast clear skies all day for the southeast. But should you even be out this late? You just told your friend to hurry back.
Why, I'm out on patrol, silly. I have to make sure students are behaving themselves, new and old alike.
Yeah, whatever you say. It has been a while, huh, kitty? Or would you rather I called you Ren Bright these days?
Call me whatever you like, though I am pretty used to my new name now. It's really good to see you too, Spriggan. I came over as an exchange student this past spring, but had I known how much you miss me, I would have paid you a visit a lot sooner.
Nah, no need to get out of your way just cause you're a former client. Hell, I wasn't even a pro when I helped you. Didn't have my current office or anything. And I mean, we have kind of crossed paths since, like with that case of a pampered politician's son.
I had a feeling you might be involved with that based on what that reporter was telling me about it. I didn't think I'd end up student council president as a result of it all, but it's been a lot more fun than I was expecting.
Glad to hear it. Man, 5 years since we first met through that introduction letter from the Meister, huh? Where does time go? Indeed. You really helped shake off a professor's attempts to follow me. Not to mention helping the Meister with his relocation after all that chaos in Crossbell. I mean, I was in his debt to begin with. Ended up dumping a couple of kids with a bit of a history on him too. Wasn't really expecting anything in return, so I was pretty surprised when that gift showed up. Oh, the turbocharger? I'm glad you're enjoying it. My best friend and I were actually involved in designing it, you know? Hold on, really? I could tell it was pretty high-tech and all, but I didn't realize you were behind that. Well, I heard that you were a sobbing mess after Walter turned your old truck inside out. So I thought maybe you could use a little pick-me-up, you know? For old time's sake. Sheesh, red figures. Still, I'm guessing the society must be feeling the pressure at this point. They've had a lot of dropouts the past few years, you included. Just so long as they don't come looking for my help. You I can handle, but those other wackos, no thanks. But you have such a natural talent for attracting them. They do say birds of a feather flock together though. I'm afraid you are likely to meet more of them as time goes on. I'm just a normal upstanding citizen, what did I do to deserve this? Protest all you like, but you do seem awfully popular lately. In fact, it looks like you've got another vicious young woman looking to get her hands on you. Ooh, how dreadful. Killiga as well?
Oh, I think I'm a little past young at this point.
Huh, oh boy. And such perfect timing, too. Thank you for making time to meet with us. I know how busy you are.
Think nothing of it. I have some other business to take care of outside of the office as it is.
You're Renee's boss, right? Heard a lot about you. Didn't realize the flying swallow was so fond of practical jokes. Was the lurking in the shadows bit really necessary?
My apologies. My name is Kilika Ruran, Chief of the CID's Integrated Analysis Division. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arkwright. Even if this does not quite feel like our first meeting.
No doubt, I'm sure he's told you a lot about me, huh?
That he did. Including everything that went on behind the scenes 2 years ago.
Haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Looks like bringing you two together was worth it after all. It's nice to see you again, Miss Ruin. It's been, what, 4 years now? The same to you. Our positions may be different, but we need not be at odds with one another, Miss Bright. I'm glad we have a chance to catch up. Of course, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance as well, Miss Darkwhite. It's getting to be more like a real tea party every minute. Maybe I should have invited Sylphid along after all?
Sorry for the wait, Kilika. What did I just walk in on?
Hey, Zin. I should think that's obvious, Zin. And I had hoped you would be more punctual, considering this is our first meal together in some time.
Sorry, an urgent job came in. I finished it off as quickly as I could. I wasn't expecting to find the two of you here, though.
It's good to see you again, too. I know we've spoken a few times over phone, but I think it's been about a year and a half since last we met in person.
Oh yeah, that was at the wedding, wasn't it? Man, you've really grown up. Hard to believe you're that same little girl that knocked us out in Grancel all those years ago.
Alright, I nearly forgot about that. You nearly forgot? Sheesh. You're something else, kid. Well, everything happens for a reason, they say. We wouldn't be here talking now if it wasn't for that. Ah, now I see what's going on here. I thought it was odd when you told me you wanted to visit. Should have known you already had company. Now don't give me that jealous look, son. It's less cute on a man your age. I promise I'll buy you a drink to make up for it. You two might not be in the same line of work anymore, but it looks to me like not much has changed since your days back at the dojo. You sure you really need help from a guy like me? Oh, definitely. We've barely been managing to make ends meet since Fee got here. We're going to need the help for a while, I think. You're extremely well connected too. I'm told you even have ties to another Taito student. As a matter of fact, we were actually just talking about it before you got here. It's like he fits right in no matter whose side he's on. How should I put it? He's like a singularity. Yeah, if you want to know something, Arkwright's your guy. Hey, lay off with a singularity business. I don't appreciate being talked about like a research specimen, okay? And just so we're clear, you guys might not be as bad as a direwolf or a Zhao, but you're still a major pain in the ass. Can't say I don't get where you're coming from. So, what's the plan? I've got a reservation not too long from now at a restaurant near here. You coming, Kilika? Of course. I think I've played my part here. I'll see you both again sometime. Take care and Tharbad. Sheesh. Is there anybody around here that doesn't know my itinerary? But aside, I guess you're not totally on board with the guild just yet after all, huh? We do work together sometimes, but I'm not a bracer like my siblings after all. I just do what I can to help and try to offer them my knowledge if I know it'll help the people I care for. Both in Libel and in Crossbell. I've been adding a lot of people here in Calvert to that list too lately. That's good to hear. Well, I should be getting home. Estelle and Joshua will be wondering where I've gotten to. I'll be counting on you to take care of Agnes while she's with you. I'll do what I can. Oh, aren't the brides back in Libel? You're going all the way back there? Just like that? Oh, yes, of course. Home is far away. Being around so many familiar faces made me think I was back there, I suppose. I'm so ashamed. A girl on the cusp of adulthood should be a little more focused. I think you're giving adults a little too much credit there, kiddo.
When I found you 5 years ago, you were still lost and trying to find your place in the world. I'd only just finished my training and was still getting a feel for what it was to be a Spriggan. I'll admit I kept you safe for a while and gave you a few pointers, but I never really could do much for you. Meanwhile, you managed to build yourself a new life, new friendships, hell, a whole new family, all on your own. You're no lost kitten anymore. You're as fine a lady as any.
So, is this how you treat all the young ladies you keep company with?
Oh, guess not.
You say you never did much for me, but you give yourself far too little credit. It's not just me you've helped either. Take your old friend, that bracer girl, for example. Or what about your assistants, including my dear dorm mate? You help more people than you think. People who wouldn't have found themselves without you to take them by the hand and show them the way. If you ask me, you need to be a little more aware of the impact your words and deeds have had on people. If you can manage that, then I might even be willing to overlook a little head pat every now and again. And with that, I think I'll be off now. Good night, Mr. Spriggan.
Yeah. Good night. Man, she's grown more than I could have ever imagined. And I know she's nowhere near done. I'll have to keep an eye on her the same way I do my part-timers, now that fate's brought us back together like this.
Alright, Van. On the morning of the second day of a 5-day weekend, Van contacted Nina to confirm that they would be accepting her request. Their goal was to be in Tharbad in time for morning the next day, which would require setting off the night before. As such, they all had to rush to get ready for 4 days and 3 nights away from the office. October the 4th, 6:30 p.m. I'm jealous, I wanna go to the film festi too. You guys get to meet famous people, right? We're not going for fun, you know, this is real work hours here. It's quite exciting though, you never know, we really might meet lots of famous people. You're right. We'll be meeting Nina for sure, and she has a really unique hour, I guess? Tharbad's a good 8 hours by car, isn't it? That's quite a drive. Make sure you have plenty to eat while you can. Thank you, Paulette. Then time for a drink to liven up. You absolute dumpers. Don't tell me you forgot why you renewed your license already. You people couldn't stay serious if your life depended on it, could you? I don't know what job you've taken on that takes you to Tharbad, but please do take care. Alright, can't say I ain't nervous, but you try taking the wheel till we're out of Edith. Let's see you put those driving chops you showed riding Red Stars around Langport into practice. May Wenti? Don't know the word. I got this. Ingot, Red Star, it's all the same when you're behind the wheel. I can drive this baby way more smoothly than a shaky-handed codger like you. This is gonna be your first and only warning, kid. You end up scratching her or wearing us into a ticket, and you're gonna be in the trunk the rest of the way. Sweets really aren't the only thing you're picky about, huh? Like cars and saunas, the essentials of life. Still, it sounds like as long as you drive safely, everything will be fine. Why does someone have to call now? Wait a sec. I'd rather not take this in front of them, but guess I ain't got a choice.
Hello, Mr. Arkwright. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. Oh.
Huh? Damn, didn't think it would be from a chick. A weirdly dressed one too.
I see that I did. I'm very sorry. I didn't know you were with your employees.
Nah, it's cool. But so, if you had something else you wanted to run through with me, this ain't a good time. We're gonna be out of town for a while. Can it wait till I get back?
Oh, I see.
Should have given you a call myself, to be honest. But this was a real last-minute thing.
Not at all. What I wanted to discuss is hardly urgent. I simply noticed a number of irregularities in the last set of data you sent me. And as your service provider, I cannot help but be concerned. I am deeply worried on a personal level too, considering I am charged with your care.
I mean, I'm grateful, but... Anyway, we'll only be away for a few days. I'll call you once things settle down afterwards. See you.
Oh, please wait!
Why are you looking at me like that? She doesn't work at some sleazy shop or whatever, okay? You sure about that? Sounded like she was talking to her favorite customer from where I'm standing. And what the hell gave you that impression? I don't know what this sleazy shop stuff is about, but she was super pretty. The outfit was really cute too. It looked like a maid outfit, which, yes, that made me wonder what service she provides by being charged with your care. Let's just get going, okay? I never thought Aaron would be such a great driver. His smooth driving skills are off the charts. He's really giving Vaughn a run for his money. See, told you I'd kick ass behind the wheel. Only thing I had more than a smug little shit is a smug little shit with talent. I'll admit this isn't a bad ride. I can see why you're always raving about her. She's smooth, customizable and comfy. I can also make sharp turns without a hitch. I've always been a Red Star kind of guy, but I'm coming around to Ingot. Ha, I'll make a convert out of you yet. Before main brand's very best of a bar. I think I take her for a spin from time to time. If I pretend she's mine, every girl in town will want a piece of me. Burn in hell. Anyway, I'll let you stay on the wheel for a while. If you and I keep taking turns, we'll be in Tharbad by sunrise. And we can meet up with Nina. Curiously found out what we're signed up for. Me too. Must involve the Genesis somehow, but that's about all we know for sure. It sounds like these when I wish I could glean more insight from them when we're glowing. Hey, don't beat yourself up. I've been wondering though, how does that glowing thing even work? Goddess only knows. Those things might not be indecipherable enigmas like artifacts, but we still know next to nothing about them. Maybe there's a pattern for when they light up? Don't they go off when Almata's pulling shit? Could they be in Tharbad? I had my contacts look into that, but they haven't found a trace of them there. Still, they could have been the ones who sent those threat letters out. Fingers crossed that isn't the case. I bet it isn't. The approach is too soft and roundabout for them. Not to mention I don't have anything to gain by obstructing the festival. At least, not the one in Tharbad. Maybe we had reason to stop one in Messeldam since they're headquartered there? Nah, last I heard they moved out of Messeldam a long time ago. The people responsible for stopping the last fest were a bunch of racial terrorists. They threatened it and started the fire. The whole thing was cancelled as a precaution. What, for real? And yeah, I thought those racist bastards were a dying breed. I'd love to wipe the floor with those shit stains. Say, Van, you really do trust Dingo, don't you? Even if his job is bigger than what we normally do, you had Nina out because of his recommendation. We go way back as all. I've known him since I was first starting out as a fixer. It's a give and take kind of relationship. He gives me jobs, I feed him info I pick up. Speaking of info, he knows Jack too, right? You guys are in cahoots with a lot of colorful characters, huh? Vesper Moddy too. Dingo is definitely the most upstanding one of them, that's for sure. Doesn't get too friendly with you, but if you give him a job, He'll always get it done. Pretty easy guy to trust if you ask me. He seems really well connected too, he even knows Nina. Wasn't it him who arranged for our 4 SPGs in Tharbad too? He's half Central Eastern, so maybe that's why he's got so many acquaintances out there. He's got that rep as a journalist who turned him and he's got that rep as a journalist who turned down a fool. It's Really? But a fool is the price of the highest honor a reporter can receive. How well did a small-time dude at a gossip mag get in the running for that? Who knows, I'm sure there's a reason. He's gonna be in Tharbad sighting on the second day we are there to cover the festival. So we ought to be able to count on him to round up some leads for us. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn so loud. It's okay to go to sleep if you wanna get some shudder, you know? The seats all recline, so you should be able to get comfy. Just make sure your seatbelt's nice and tight first. None of us wouldn't mind if you got some rest too, by the way. We've passed a number of pit stops already. Nah, don't worry about me. I'm used to long drives like these. If I really need it that bad, I just let this little punk take over. Works for me. I'm still young, so I can actually do all-nighters. I've been meaning to ask. Do people really not drink camel's milk in the Republic? Was that a story about the Malfeita that made you want to ask? But that's right, we don't see camels much outside the Central East. Did you used to drink it back home or something? No, but our village is at the base of a mountain, so we don't keep any camels back home either. I just had some during a few of our trips. It tastes so good though. It's much thicker than cow and sheep's milk. Huh. I wonder if it's like kumis. That's good stuff. You make me want to try it now. Camel's milk is supposed to be really valuable since they don't produce much of it. Never tried any myself, but supposed to be a good alternative for people who are allergic to cow's milk. It's much higher in protein, vitamins and iron, but at the same time much lower in fat content. They also say it's tough to bake with though, so it's kind of surprising that someone would try making chocolate with it. You are an encyclopedia for the weirdest shit. You guys hold your asses over in Langport cause Cow bribed him with sweets too, right? We are so screwed if Armata learns his weak point. You make a good point. I guess we have to learn how to make even nicer confections to keep him loyal to us. I can't always be bored, you know. Changing topics, Nina seems like such a lovely person on top of her already being a talented actress, doesn't she? She's only 2 years older than me, but she's so composed and level-headed. Yeah, she stood her ground even when those monsters all showed up. She's not a warrior, but she did have this noble kinda aura to her. Yeah, quite a woman. Not much like your average Easterner either. I don't think she's from Langport, is she? No, but it's not like every Easterner in this part of the world comes from Langport. We got Longline, Eastern Calvert, and a place like the Eastern Quarter over in Crossbar out west, to name 2 big hubs. She's deliberately gone out of her way to present herself as more white too. Not judging, to make it clear. That's her call to make. I'm confused. I feel like I'm missing something. It's a bit of a Calvert problem, a delicate one. After the revolution 100 years ago, discrimination on the basis of identity, race and culture were all abolished. Our constitution makes it possible for all of us to live in harmony with one another. And to a certain extent we do. At least on the surface. Oh, do you mean all the racial terrorism that's been happening? Pre-justice runs real deep in Calvert. There isn't much over in Langport, but up north, oh boy. You got white supremacists stuck in Calvert's past to raise some hell with Easterners, and Central Easterners sometimes too. Things came to a head when Crossbelt tried declaring its independence and during the economic crisis that followed, but it's calmed down some since. Or that's only because Calvert's been basking in the prosperity of the Empire's operations. It isn't as if racism itself has disappeared. It's too bad that's not the case. Because Hayes never taken it lying down, they hit back hard. So there's that too. It's not all one-sided. Huh. That's a pretty mature take for you. Oh, shut up. I just hate stereotypes is all. I agree with you there. We are all individuals. It's just a shame that a lot of people in this world can't see others that way. Central Easterners have a lot of mirrors, so that adds to the friction too. They've contributed a good amount to Calvert's development in technology and academics. Their investments are a large reason why Vaughn and the Basel Institute of Science have become as big as they are. And it's not just financial investments. It's well known that one of my great-grandfather's 3 disciples has a Central Eastern background. Professor Hamilton, if you know her name. Oh yeah, I heard of her before. Still, it's sad to think that there are those out there who hate any contribution just made because of the people who made it. I guess I've still got a lot to learn about this country, huh? Very. Huh. The younger crowd doesn't really dwell on much where people come from, though. I say keep it that way as you grow. As the oldies will be watching over you with pride as we sip our tea. Van, you're not much older than us, you know? Don't throw out your back just yet, Gramps. It's a job of your generation to pave the road ahead, so we can have a smoother ride. You pave your own damn road, and calling me an old fart is bad enough. Man, they're a tough bunch. But they all look their age when they're asleep. Hard to believe he used to be like this too.
These are some troubled times, and I know you've all got a lot more to worry about than you'd ever let on. But I hope you'll never lose sight of how to live your life your own way. So you don't go off the rails like I did.
What did he do? I mean, it wasn't the first thing that he had done something bad in the past, but... Hey, finally awake, huh? Morning, Van. Last night did you... Oh, we're in the Shirin Desert? I read about it in one of my textbooks. You know, I kind of dig it. We just entered the desert proper. We get to Tharbad in about an hour. In the meantime, I'm bushed. You take over, number 3. Sweet ideas. How the hell can you just pass out right there like it's nothing? It's like he's still in puberty or something. Hey, rest is important. Conking out on the demand is a good skill to have. He really did drive a lot. No wonder he's so tired. There shows a lot of cars on the road. They must be traveling to a film festival. Now the old man sawing logs. Nothing stopping me from putting the pedal to the metal and seeing how fast this sucker can go. What? No? Let's just get to Tharbad in one piece, please. Let's see, according to this map, yep, like one said, we are about an hour away.
Hey, there it is!
That's the city, huh? Bigger than I imagined.
A city overlooking an oasis, perched right between tradition and modernity. That must be Tharbad, all right.
8:02 a.m. 5th of October 1208. Tharbad, the city of pleasure. Wow, a waterfall in the middle of town? Pretty wild, right? Apparently water's pumped in straight from the oasis. Looks like a lot of tourists running around here. Anyway, where am I parking this bad boy? Take a right and pull into the big parking lot. I got us a spot booked there. Well do. Here at last. Van, are you going to be alright? You only slept for an hour. I managed. Used to it at this point. You can sure tell we're in the desert though. Early morning is already hotter than Guyana. It's only getting hotter throughout the day too. And then nighttime hits and the temperature crashes like a boss. We're meeting our client at noon, yeah? What say we cool off at the casino? Yeah, in your dreams, kid. We need to check into our inn first. Once we drop off our luggage, it'll be time for us to limber up. The place we're staying at is in the cultural district, right? Yeah, if memory serves, it should be. We want to go that way then. Then what are you waiting for? Let's get to it. What's the path out of town?
Whoops. Whoops.
Welcome to Tharbad. I'll be sure to look after your truck while it's parked here. You have a train station, but ever since cars got popular in the Central East, a good number of visitors chose to come by those. As a result, there are more parking lots around here than even just a couple of years ago. But more cars means more work. Oh well, we coordinate with the local police, so you can all rest assured that your truck is in safe hands here.
That big-ass building must be the place.
It's called the Al Jumeirah Hotel. And yes, we'll be meeting there later. I can't wait to see it up close.
Well, you'll have to wait a little longer. Let's keep moving.
It's been a long time since I've been in Tharbad. Business is clearly booming out here these days. Normally I do business over in El Saim this time of year. When I heard there was going to be a film festival, I couldn't not come. Now, who wants some kebabs, huh? Don't be shy. What's a good festival for some even better eats to go with? That's what I say.
Looking to buy something?
Yes, one kebab.
See you again.
Not this way.
Hell yeah, I like this place already. All this hustle and bustle is my kind of scene. Tharbad's famous for its bazaar. The last time I came here, I remember there being traditional music and dancing and stuff. Oh, that sounds fun. I'd love to see some of that. Hey, I recognize those things. Don't you smoke stuff out of them? That's right, I've read about them before. They're hookahs? Traditional devices that come from the Central East? Right, can't say I'm into smoking, but all this talk about vices has me keen on trying some of the booze around here now. Save the sightseeing for later, folks. We got an inn we need to check into first. It should be just past the sign over there. Oh, hey!
Come on, Sarah. We've got to get going.
Okay, right behind you.
In Hilal? Barry, it's good to see you. How have you been? I'm doing great. Nice to see you too, Miss Hala. Oh, I see. This must be where... Yeah, this is where me and the rest of the Kruger stayed before. It's neat to see it again. Fate has a way of bringing people together like that. Anyway, welcome to Tharbad, everyone. 2 rooms, right? I'll show you where you'll be staying. Follow me. Glad to hear it. After you. A room for the guys and a room for the girls. I see, so you're living and studying in Edith these days, are you? I'm impressed, you've grown so much in just a year. No big deal, really. I still have a lot to learn. I always have to ask Agnes to explain stuff to me. I feel so bad for her. Please, it's fine. I enjoy teaching her things. Our ferry is a quick study. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Can't wait to see what the future holds for her. So you're a boss, right? Make sure you do your job too and look after her well. Got it? Well, somebody thinks pretty highly of you. Yeah, she's always been really nice to me. Middle was pretty solid crash pad. Rooms are clean and the food seems decent. Guess it's time to get to work now. Bet it is. Dingo says he's done getting us some 4 SPGs ready too. Let's take our time resolving whichever one catch our eye and head to the Al Jumeirah Hotel in the entertainment district by noon. Sounds good to me? Great, then it's off to work we go.
So, where's the nearest bulletin board?
I think there's one in the bazaar.
Coming to this inn always relaxes me. The proprietors and I are pretty friendly, so she understands what I always like and need. Plus it's easy to park your camel outside. Stuff like that is what makes old inns a godsend to traders like me. Once I give Hala my little gift from home I brought with me, it'll be time to start talking business. With all the places still lacking paved roads, even these days, there continues to be a place for traders like me who go around on camel. Those orbal hookahs I've been seeing must be really new. I didn't see anything like them when I was in the city just last month. I might have to get one and try it out. They look like something you could smoke even while on camelback, not just when you need a break. Hey, I remember you. You were with us Jägers that stayed with us last year, weren't you? It looks like you've been doing well. If I remember, you really enjoyed our kofta, didn't you? I'll be sure to get some for you while you're here. Wow, thanks, Coswell. I can't believe you remembered what I like to eat. You really are as good as your mom says. Everyone in my clan was saying you're gonna be an amazing owner once you take over. It's no big deal. Your clan is just one of the more distinct guests we've had, so your preferences came back to me pretty easily. Trust me, I got a long way to go before I'm ready to run the inn. But that hasn't stopped my mother from trying to jump the gun and get things moving. Things? What kind of things? Oh, it's nothing. You don't need to worry about it. She'll forget about it and move on soon enough, I hope. Trying to get him married off? My mother has really high hopes for me as a future owner of the inn, even if I think I still have a lot to learn before I'll be ready. But hearing that everyone in the Kruger appreciates my work does give me a little more confidence. I keep trying to make everyone proud. What a surprise it is. I didn't expect to see you again without the rest of your clan ferry. Remember the last time you stayed here, you said you wanted to get out and see more of the world. Have you gotten to do that? Yeah, man taught me so much. The only problem is the more I learn, the more I realize just how big Samurai is. It makes me want to see even more of what's out there. Sounds like a good problem to me. Now that you're on this new path, it's only natural to keep wanting to learn more and more. And if I had to guess, the real adventure has only just begun for you. There's a lot more for you to discover out there. If you have time, either tonight or later, I'd love to hear all about it if you've seen so far. Sounds good? Okay, I can't wait to talk about it all with you, Miss Hala. This inn has always played host to all kinds of folks. It comes with Tharbad sitting near the border. Take the trader over. He stays with us every month. Ferry's clan are consistent regulars too. I lost track of how many times they stay with us throughout the last years.
Man, why's it gotta be me? That's some bachelor cooking.
Looking is always free, you know.
Hummus? Kofta? And spicy chai.
Come back for more anytime.
Items. Perry learned the recipe for a red garlic hummus.
Well, got it! I'll try my hardest. I did a taste test first.
Seeing as the film festival is being held too, I decided to take my husband up on his idea and come with our son on his business trip. I figured it would be nice, but I never anticipated that our son would hit it off with one of the local children. What a wonderful surprise! I want him to grow up to be wise and broad-minded, so I'm glad he's getting exposed to other cultures while he's still young. Seeing as the film festival is being held too, I decided, yep. I'm glad my son's making friends with one of the local kids. Ever since I was sent out here to work, I've been looking for an opportunity to bring my family to Tharbad too. I only plan to take him to the film festival and go sightseeing. Perfect stroke of luck that he's found a friend too. And then once the gin appears from the lamp, it repeats the first word and leaves. Wow, that's awesome. Central Eastern fairy tales are so neat and cool. I know, right? My grandma and the people from the temple tell me stories with different morals all the time. Do people like to tell any neat and weird stories where you're from? I'd love to hear them. Sure, I can tell you about them. But after that, I want to hear more about your fairy tales, okay? Okay, then why don't we visit the temple? Mother Yamile knows a lot of stuff like that. I'm sure she'll be able to tell you a lot. I read a lot of picture books before, but the Central East has so many fairy tales I've never heard of. Imani knows a lot about them. I want to ask the bishop lady to tell me some too. I'm so happy Clem likes hearing about Central Eastern fairy tales. Most kids who visit Tharbad don't really care about them. It's so nice to meet someone who does.
Now what's it say?
Okay, Bazaar Burglar. A young kleptomaniac girl at the bazaar has popped up again. I can't afford to overlook her activities anymore, but I don't want to rely on the cops of a guild and make this a headache. Think you could catch her and hand her over to me? I'll explain the details in person. Manager Fazil. Wow, a 4 SPG already? Guess Dinger got the word out about us. Good to know. Is there really that much demand for a spring service in a town like this though? This isn't like Langport where Heyo calls for shots. The braces can operate without anyone else putting the squeeze on them. Yeah, actually, the Tharbad branch is right over there. There's definitely braces around. It's all true, but anywhere you go, there will always be people with more sensitive needs who can't use bracer services easily. Plus, with a film festival almost here, the guild's probably short on hands and can't get to everyone who needs them. Right, then I guess we pick a good time to show up and help those poor folks who'd otherwise fall through the cracks. Exactly, but remember, we're here on a mission. You can definitely help, but don't lose track of our priorities.
It's hotter than Gehenna.
You request this guy? Yep. I think something must be. I think something must be missing in my practice routine. I don't know if it's enough to catch up to those two. You've seen them, right? A pair of sisters that dance over in front of the oasis? They're so good, I really look up to them. It's my goal to be just like them one day.
Well...
So is it the Bracer Guild? It's fair to say that Tharbad acts as a bridge between the Principality of Esraim and Calvert. You can see that in the film festival. The Esraim royal family has such high expectations for it, they've directly invested in it. As both a proud master of Esraim's royal sword fighting style and a bracer in general, it's a genuine honor to watch over this region. You know royal sword fighting? Wait, I know you. You're really famous in the Central East for being the strongest Shamshir fighter. Wow! Guess that means you got quite a reputation back home, huh? You were born in Esraim, right? Sounds like you have close ties to this branch of the guild, though. I do. At first I worked in Ludors, Esraim's capital, but the Calvert branch was kind enough to extend an invitation, now here I am. I miss home to be sure, but I couldn't pass up this opportunity. It's a huge privilege being stationed in such an important city. It allows me to be of use to both Calvert and Esraim. I like to believe that it was Arusha's will that brought me here. I've been living in Tharbad for 5 years now. At this point I think it is my second home. It's very fulfilling work. I get to help people who come here from all over Zemuria, as well as contribute to Calvert and Esraim's good relations. Recently we've been seeing more and more trouble. It's what it is. As a bracer, I just have to keep doing my job, and that's that. Oh, you're guys from Arkwright Solutions? Once those 4 SPGs are supposed to be for? I've been hearing a lot of talk about you guys since you came into town. You have, huh? Guess word travels pretty fast in these parts. It does, although the main branch told me about you all as well. I'm a little familiar with you already. Including what you guys got up to over in Langport, apparently we're even more capable than expected. Well, would you look at that? Sounds like the guild's giving us some props. About time if you ask me. Yeah, but it also means we now got a reputation to maintain with these people, especially in light of what's going on. But we mind taking a load of a guild, ain't the first time. But don't expect us to take everything, we still reserve a right to decline. I understand. We appreciate you being so upfront about it. Don't worry, be careful in what we choose to pass on to you. We simply appreciate your ability to handle some of our load and delegate responsibilities among yourselves as needed. As you can imagine, we have more on our plate than simply providing security for a festival and sorting out any tourist problems. Sounds like a guild could be investigating something on their end too. All the more reason to have them out then. Not only will they owe us a favor or two, we might be able to get some intel out of them. I'm sure you sense it yourself, but Tharbad is in somewhat of a peculiar position. More and more issues are cropping up, but we're not sure why yet. We do know it's not just because of a film festival. I wanted to do whatever business has brought you here, but you should be aware that we do have an investigation underway. So if you could bear in mind that complexity of a situation before making any moves, we'd appreciate it. You must be the people from Arkwright Solutions. I heard all about your experts in Edith and Langport from Alvis. He always grumbles about you guys whenever you come up. What the heck did you guys do to give him a fuse like that? You'll have to ask him. You're a friend of Alvis, huh? Guess I can see it, you two look about the same age. We're actually a year apart, but we came up in the guild around the same time, yeah. We worked together a fair bit when we were junior bracers. I was the first one to get promoted up to C rank between us, but I think I might not stay ahead much longer. He says he's on the verge of hitting B rank. Going to have to hustle if I don't want him to beat me. Sounds like you guys have yourself a nice little rivalry. I know what that's like. I've got some folks like that over in my theater. I wouldn't say it's anything that serious. Just a little friendly competition, I guess. But I have done my fair share of training while traveling all over the place. Want to make the most of my time while I'm out here. Plus this city has its problems right now. As a bracer, I can't just ignore them. I have to do something to help. Good on you, man. For someone who looks pretty laid back on the outside, you actually sound pretty passionate about your job. Respect. I think we're gonna get along just fine. You don't sound like the type of guy who gives us trouble like Elvis. Oh yeah, I forgot you were supposed to have a B-rank bracer coming in to help from a main branch. It'll be good to have the extra help around. I can't let myself become dependent on it either. If I'm going to hit that B-rank myself, I gotta try and pull my weight as best I can. So probably Fee?
Come on, I'm begging you.
Good. Oh, don't be like that, Abdullah. It's nice to see young people going out and enjoying new things. It brings a smile to my face. Not to mention, if we cling to our ways too much, we as people will have trouble getting along with those out west. Though those orbed up hookers can get buried in the dune, that I grant. Young people, I swear, we're all in a tizzy over this forsaken film festival. Doesn't anyone know self-restraint these days? And it's not just a film festival that's wrong. A social foundation in the entertainment district. Back in my day, we treasured water. It's good to see the city thriving, but everyone seems to have forgotten they all have Arusha to thank for our prosperity. Okay, but I think I end the episode here just out of time reasons. And next time, we continue looking around Tharbad and see what comes up. Until next time then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.